Hey. What's up, people? Welcome to this episode of Shed Show. Notice the title says hate and not dislike, because therein lies a distinction that is very important. See, if you just don't like to listen to Ariel's show, I mean, that's totally legitimate. But if your opinion of Ariel Helwani is anything really worse than just he's not my preferred MMA talking head, I think you're a mark, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's break it down. Where's my Chat GPT?
ChatGPT gonna break this down.
Mark. Definition. A person who is the target or victim of a deception, scam, or con. Often used colloquially to describe someone perceived as easily deceived or manipulated in a particular situation. So, by the way, notice the word victim in that definition. That's because ultimately you probably are a victim. I mean, you're mirroring someone else's feelings and opinions without consideration of reality. And that's not good for you. That's not going to help you. Someone else has you adopting their negative feelings against someone that didn't do anything wrong. Because look, here's the thing, okay? Ariel is legit. His track record is immaculate. He got into this game way before it was popular or profitable. I mean, he earned his success through hard work and dedication. He did the American dream. Like, why do you hate this person? What is your argument against him? What can you really say about him? I mean, ultimately your feelings / opinion about a public figure or whatever are subjective. But the guy is squeaky clean. I mean, the dirt just isn't there. And so trying to put dirt on him, it just reeks of ignorance. You understand? It's like just announcing your status as a casual fan. Or that you're just kind of like dumb and hateful, I guess. Or I guess if you just hate Jews. You might be a perfectly intelligent person who just happens to hate Jews. But I think most of you are just parroting some edgy fucking stay-at-home YouTuber, and you don't know that it's wrong because you're just a filthy casual. It's not all your fault, okay? Hating on Ariel is a product that you've been fed by the most garbagey, low-tier algorithm chasers, and you're just repeating what someone else said. You watch some fights, the most popular ones, of course, and then you get sucked in by some social media level mind who pays their rent by treating the UFC like it's a staged reality show. They feed you this narrative that is so unwarranted that to repeat it, it just expresses your ignorance and therefore makes you a mark. Speaking of things that expose ignorance and baseless negativity, the whole Francis Ngannou situation has really done quite a great job of that. By the way, I don't think you are a casual or a mark. I hope you know that. I mean, if I was creating this video for someone like that, I'd just be like, but no, I mean, I respect your intelligence. You get it. It's just, there's you, the viewer, and then there's you. You know what I mean? You is not you. I mean, what would I have to say to you? I don't know you. But if you're keeping up with me, then you must be intelligent. Oh yeah, Francis Ngannou. That whole situation has done such a great job of exposing some people's lack of integrity. I mean, first of all, this is just out the gate. You thought he was going to lose. I mean, I don't see that many people claiming otherwise, but I have seen a few. I mean, come on. You did not think he would do that well. And that's okay. There was no reason to anticipate what happened in that fight, and that's what makes it so great. Another and the main way that this situation reveals lack of integrity is the whole Francis fumbled the bag position. And again, early on, there was very legitimate good reason to doubt him. As it always is easy to doubt the underdog, the pioneer, the small guy, and David versus Goliath, whichever one. Wait, that was clearly David. Goliath sounds like the big guy. So, of course, you're gonna doubt David. But basically, anyone still holding that position of Francis fumbled the bag looks worse than a flat earther that's on the International Space Station looking at the literal globe of Earth and just being like, nah, it's flat. I mean, why you would want Francis to fail, I have no idea. Okay, but the thing is, He didn't fail. He didn't at all. He didn't fumble the bag at all. Even if he had gotten knocked out in the first round and never fought again, he still, in one night, made an amount of money that would have taken several fights, several years, and all the damage that comes with it to make that same amount of money in the UFC. And I guess he did technically lose, but he didn't lose though. I mean, dude, he fucking beat Tyson Fury in that fight. If you want to say that Tyson won according to the little Queenberry British rules of boxing, all right, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you because I'm not about to educate myself on the nuanced rules of boxing to understand why losing is somehow winning. Have you heard of the YouTube channel GK? It's good. Let's watch this video. Actually, let's just look at the comments, because I saw one of the comments earlier and I was just like, wow, the stupidity. I must share my annoyance because there's something irresistible about shaming these clowns for being so wrong. GK's video, the video was just kind of about the argument, and mostly it was just, you know, it was practical, and just being practical in that context did include, you know, pointing out the fact that Chael's just a salty fucking, like, prick, basically. He's I mean, he can't admit that he's wrong, and it's just pathetic. And, dude, the comments were just like, all fucking Chael. By the way, this is mostly Chael's fault. This is mostly the fault of Chael Sonnen. Remember how earlier I said that anyone still holding the position that Francis somehow made a big mistake leaving the UFC is basically a dummy? Well, that is unless you know that your position is ludicrous. He's too smart to not understand that he's being a complete ass. Obviously, the guy likes to stir the pot, but he's starting to really morph into just like a lolcow. You can tell that he has become obsessed with views. He doesn't really seem to care how he gets them, as long as he gets them. It's kind of pathetic. I mean, it's Chael Sonnen. I don't know why the guy is so insecure. I mean, he started wearing the schmo glasses for a while. Remember that? That was... I mean, if you're doing that, that's just very concerning. You know, if you're like looking at the schmo and as Chael Sonnen and you're like, he's got spunk. Let me try that. No, dude. Chael, if you're listening, please right the ship. You can make enough money with solid, insightful videos like you used to make, and you can be subversive without being belligerent. And you can admit when you're wrong. In fact, you should admit when you're wrong. In fact, you absolutely should admit when you're wrong. Chael, you've got kids watching, god damn it. Children watch you, okay? This whole newfangled social media platform, it's not a free pass to just be awful, Chael. This is real life. There's real kids watching, Chael. There's kids watching you. It's definitely gone over the line from cringe to just bad, like weird and bad, like leaves you feeling like you're embarrassed and weird, like you just saw your 90-year-old grandmother throw up, like at the dinner table, just kind of like spit up her food, but she was okay. She's putting her hand up like, I'm okay. And it's like, oh, geez, do you want a new plate? I mean, this is like 5 minutes into dinner, by the way. She was just getting started. Real slow eater. It's just not a comfortable place. His content puts me in that kind of a place. You know, that makes me sad. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Ariel Helwani. Personally, I tune into MMA Hour pretty much every week, but this isn't about whether you like his show or not. Like I said before, who cares? Who cares? It's like being like, I like yellow, I like green. Okay, great. Whatever. Doesn't matter. This isn't a defense of Ariel Helwani. This is a defense of the truth. And that's important. See, I have plenty of complaints about Ariel. He does all these little things that annoy me. I'm actually disappointed with the whole direction he's gone in, to be honest. Like, this whole Helwani gimmick, like, it was funny the first time because it's just so out of character for him to be like that. But that's also why it got so old so fast, because it is out of character and it shows and it's just awkward. If you really follow MMA and especially the UFC, and if you know Ariel's story or his career even a little bit, you know he's legit. You don't have to like him, but you don't just hate him. You know what I mean? That's just like, doesn't make sense. I mean, you shouldn't go around parroting some drama channel who either doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, or they just hate Ariel for some unjustifiable and probably despicable reason. So, I mean, just don't do that. Don't hate someone because you were told to. Be an individual. Be discerning. You can disagree with the pundit you normally agree with. And in fact, it should concern you if you find yourself agreeing 100% all of the time with anyone. And Ariel, if you're listening, stop reading the comments. I just realized the irony of me saying that. Whatever. Stop reading the comments, man. You gotta stop. I mean, the hate is completely baseless, and that's a fucked up thing to deal with. It's one thing to be legitimately criticized. At least that can be used to, like, maybe reflect and improve yourself. But when it's just haters being haters, like, it's just terrible. You can't do anything productive with that kind of energy coming at you. Just stop participating, man. And while I have you, please stop having all the boxing and the WWE people on the show all the time. It's the MMA hour. MMA. Okay? Anyway, people, don't hate, appreciate, or criticize when it makes sense. Like, kind of like how I'm doing right now. Yeah? Okay. That's all I got.